Dominica, the last Caribbean island to fall under European control in the age of exploration and colonial expansion. European powers quickly claimed much of the Caribbean. By the mid-1600s, Spain, France, and Britain had divided most of the islands among themselves. Yet Dominica, a lush and mountainous island in the Lesser Antilles, remained unconquered far longer than its neighbors. Its rugged geography and fierce resistance from the Kalinago, Carib people made it the last island in the region to be effectively colonized by Europeans, a distinction that shaped its unique historical trajectory. The Kalinago, skilled defenders of the island before European arrival. Dominica was inhabited by the Kalinago, an indigenous people renowned for their maritime skills and warrior culture. They had migrated from the South American mainland centuries earlier, establishing settlements along Dominica's coasts and rivers. When Europeans began exploring the Caribbean in the late 15th century, the Kalinago fiercely defended their territory. They utilized canoe fleets, knowledge of the terrain, and guerrilla tactics to repel invaders. Their reputation as formidable fighters discouraged European settlement for decades. Strategic, but difficult to conquer Dominica's location between the French islands of Guadeloupe to the north and Martinique to the south made it strategically important. However, its steep mountains, dense rainforests, and swift rivers made large-scale military campaigns difficult. Unlike flatter islands with accessible harbors, Dominica offered few easy landing points for ships, giving the Kalinago a tactical advantage. While Spain claimed the entire Caribbean after Columbus's voyages, it largely ignored Dominica, focusing on wealthier territories in the Greater Antilles and the Americas. This allowed the Kalinago to remain in control well into the 17th century. First European claims France formally claimed Dominica in 1635, along with neighboring Guadeloupe and Martinique. However, claim did not mean control. French settlers found it nearly impossible to establish permanent colonies due to Kalinago resistance. For much of the 1600s, Dominica was designated as a neutral territory by European treaties, meant to remain in the hands of the indigenous population. This was a rare recognition of native sovereignty in the colonial Caribbean. The turning point by the early 1700s. French settlers from Martinique began to penetrate deeper into Dominica, establishing small agricultural settlements. These encroachments led to conflict with the Kalinago, who were gradually pushed into the island's more remote areas. In 1761, during the 7 Years' War, Britain captured Dominica from France. The Treaty of Paris 1763 confirmed British control, though France briefly regained the island in 1778 before losing it again to Britain in 1783. From that point onward, Dominica remained a British colony until it gained independence in 1978. Legacy of late colonization. Dominica's late colonization left a lasting mark. Stronger indigenous presence. The Kalinago community survived in larger numbers than in most other Caribbean islands, maintaining a distinct cultural identity. Preserved natural environment. Delayed large-scale plantation agriculture meant that Dominica retained much of its dense forest cover, earning it the nickname the Nature Island. Complex cultural blend, French and British colonial influence combined with indigenous traditions to create a unique linguistic and cultural heritage. Dominica's resistance to European colonization for over a century after most of the Caribbean had fallen illustrates the strength of the Kalinago and the protective power of the island's geography. As the last island to be effectively colonized, Dominica stands as a testament to indigenous resilience and a reminder that the Caribbean. S history is more than just a story of colonial conquest. It is also a story of survival,